Oli from Norway writes to me. He says, "Hi, Paul. I'm a Norwegian living in Sweden." Poor me, I know. I'm not even going to go there. I have a question for you. Is bi-wiring and bi-amping suddenly not a thing anymore? I see high-end speakers like Magico, for instance, coming out without bi-wire terminals. So have a nice weekend. Well, thank you, sir. We talked about this a day or so ago, if I remember. I think maybe it was even yesterday. Yeah, it's becoming less of a thing. So maybe it's instructive to go through a little bit of the history. Years ago, amplifiers were not all that great at being full range amps. Some had great top end and not very good bottom end. Some had great bottom end and the opposite, whatever I just said. I don't remember what I just said. It's getting bad. So there wasn't really an amplifier out there that did everything well. And this was the beginning of cables. Back then, cables were a fledgling industry. We were all experimenting. I mean, I was one of the first people out there, not the first, certainly Noel Lee, Bill Lowe, those kinds of, Stephen, God, what's Stephen's last name? Great guy, I can't think of his last name, but those, Ray Kimber, those were all the kind of the pioneers of cables and learning how to make cables and what really worked and what didn't. So this was a period of time when there was nothing really singularly great. And we were tasked with finding the best amp combination. That's why we bi-amped. This one's wonderful on the top end. This one's great on the bottom. This cable, glorious highs, sucky bass, on and on. So we would bi-amp, bi-wire, and come up with a combo that just made magic. Today, cables that we use, yeah, they're expensive, but they are great from top to bottom. The amps that we produce, the preamps, top to bottom, great. So you don't need to do that anymore. And hats off to somebody like Magico who says, you know what, we don't need to do that anymore. Now, we still offer it on the Aspen loudspeakers from PS Audio because people want it and it's an extra set of binding posts. Okay, not a big deal. But that's why you see less and less of it, because there's less and less need for it in an age and an era where cables, amplifiers, preamplifiers are great from top to bottom. Okay? Thanks. Good luck living out there in Sweden. Take it easy. Bye.